So for this video, please note that some of these things that you're going to see, we went in class today, but this is for independent study students. Number 8, I do have the example there for what we did in class, and just make sure that you get that. And for number 9, we have the same thing happening. We did go over this in class today. For 10 and 11, we also went through those. So independent study students, take a look at those and make sure that you understand what's happening. So number 12 is a new question, and we are looking again at why this is a type of bias or there's an issue with this. And in this particular question, we're talking about the call that's made to an active number but no one answers. And we're looking at calls that were made between 7 and 10 p.m. 21% gave ring no answer in one period versus 41.5% in another period. Which period do you think the higher rate of no answers would happen, and why are there a higher rate of these responses? So this is between January 1st to Easter and July 1st to August 31st. So the higher no answer was probably the second period, just because more families are likely to be gone for vacation from July to August, and the non-response might represent an underrepresentation of those who are maybe more affluent, have more money, who are more able to travel. So it is underrepresenting that group. For number 13, we're looking at a study about seatbelt use, and drivers were asked whether or not they use their seatbelts. 75% said they always use their seatbelt. Only 61.5% were wearing their seatbelts when they were pulled into the parking lot. What is the reason for bias in this, and would you expect it to the bias to be in the same direction in most surveys about seatbelt use? So people are likely to claim that they wear their seatbelts just because they know they should, even if they don't. And this type of underrepresentation overestimations are likely in most surveys about seatbelt use and other similar topics. So people are not going to tell the truth just because they do want to appear like they are doing the right thing. In the case of that type of survey, people will usually have an overestimation of what the response should be. And then lastly, on number 14, we're looking at the ability to comment on each of the following potential survey questions. Is the question clear, slanted towards something? And then just some more information about each one. So which of the following best represents your opinion on gun control is the question. You have to choose one or two. The government should confiscate our guns. We have the right to keep and bear arms. The question will likely elicit more response against gun control. So most people will probably choose number 2. The two options represented are too extreme, and no middle position on gun control is allowed. So one definitely elicits a very strong opinion for those people who feel like they should be able to bear arms. So most people would probably choose number 2. Then on part B, a freeze in nuclear weapons should be favored because it would begin a much needed process to stop everyone in the world from building nuclear weapons now and reduce the possibility of a nuclear war in the future. Do you agree or disagree? Again, this question has some weird wording. The wording of the question will tend to make people respond in favor of nuclear freeze. Only one side of the issue is presented. And when one side is presented, there's no other choice. People are going to go with that one issue. It's kind of like when the Boy Scout comes to your door and asks if you support the Boy Scouts, but he's in his uniform, then you feel like you should answer in a particular way. It's very one-sided. So finish these up. The next section that we will do is section 2 in chapter 4, and it will start to talk about observational studies and experiments. And tomorrow we're going to have a work day over 4.1.